Already Tracy challenged the Blacksite Lao, no equipment mags, reinforced locks, and less health. So we haven't actually got that many medkits now because of no equipment mags, and by we haven't got that many, it just means we've got a lot fewer, since generally we'd have a lot more than that. We've got breaching charges as well, but now we've still got the same amount of breaching charges, but we've got half the amount of slots, and well, if we do find a few medkits, it'll make picking up a lot harder, so we're just gonna go through here, try and not meet any units on the way over here, make sure our back's clear, and then afterwards just clear what's going on over here. I mean, there's also less health, but that's not really... I'm running, thank you very much, but I am leaving that area. So now that we've already lost the medkit, there's less health, which... the whole less health part's a bit of a given, and it's quite obvious, but... there's also the part where we have to heal up much later now if we want to optimally use the medkit, which is right on now, which is already not all that great, so we're just going to heal up. And then we're going to hope for the best, because that's combined with no equipment bags, so in other words, we're going to have a lot less health. And when shotgunners can do more than half our health right now, yet we ideally would heal up when we're less than half our health, or in other words, a lot less than half our health, it means that it's quite hard to stay alive if we want to actually not waste medkits, and not wasting medkits is quite important over here because it's no equipment bags. So in other words, we've got a lot of bad situations and they all don't really add up to be something good, so we're just gonna go over here, we're gonna get that open, and then we're gonna flip this outwards, and then afterwards, hopefully, just make sure that every single spot's defended, which... maybe missing our first two shots is not a good start, but we're just gonna take care of that, and we're gonna go back over here, and then we'll take care of all of that over there, which so far things are going quite well, and we're just gonna clear everyone over there. Before we generally plan on just leaving right around now, never mind. Let's clear one more squad before we plan on leaving, because right now Rose should be showing up relatively soon, which... hi there. Now then, hopefully Rose could just attract the gunfire and stop units from showing up right on our doorstep in the form of, let's just say, 4 shotgunners that will instantaneously take out more than... well, if one of them could take out more than half our health, 4 of them could certainly take out twice our health, which, if it isn't obvious already, is not a good thing. But we're just gonna go over here now, and the plan generally is to just leave as fast as we could possibly ever do so. And even though there's a medkit over there, we can't actually go for that. I mean, we could, it's just that it's gonna be a really awful choice, but we shouldn't go for that. And finally, there's still reinforced locks. It's quite simple. It doesn't matter. We've got breaching charges, and we can just put it on the door because we're not lockpicking, and it's not reinforced doors, which means that we don't actually have to grab C4s for that, which makes things an awful lot easier. So we're just gonna cherish that part, and hopefully we can defend both sides relatively easily, which so far things aren't going all that badly, but things can change very quickly if, let's just say, one squad shows up over there with shotguns and one squad shows up over there with, well, shotguns. They're both shotguns, and if we peek out a bit too much to shoot both squads, then we get blasted by state shotguns, and things end very poorly for the both of us very quickly. Especially if that happens. Hi there, you. I have to awkwardly juggle not getting seen whilst trying to wallbang over there, which... I mean, they're dead now, but that's not how this generally works, so... we're just gonna stick to ideally being alive, which... hi there, all of you. Not terrifying at all. Let's clear everyone over there, and then afterwards hope for the best, which... so far isn't going all that badly. And I mean, that's absolutely terrifying for a start. Let's never do that again, even though that wasn't even our side that was experiencing all that gunfire, but it's still terrifying nevertheless. And well, there's a squad over there, so we're just gonna make sure we don't shoot each other, first of all. And then we're just gonna clear the units over there with a few too many bullets before we just wait over here and continue trying to stay alive under this slightly nerve-wracking conditions. Or these slightly nerve-wracking conditions. Even though, for all intents and purposes, this is as good as it could possibly ever go, because we haven't got all that many terrifying units right on our doorstep, right around right now. Even though things could change really, really quickly, so instead I'm just going to focus on the units far away. I'm going to focus on awkwardly looking out for shadows that could easily mean very, very bad things showing up right on our doorstep. So in other words, if it isn't obvious already, things are not great right now, and well, if you tried to do that over there, I would like to inform you that it has failed absolutely spectacularly. And genuinely, there is one absolutely hilarious part of all of this, is that we've got more medkits. And I'm realizing something right now, which is that there's one right behind this blast wall, which we could very, very much take and use. Just saying, it's right there, and it's conveniently so right there. But we're gonna go through here now and focus on the whole not dying aspect of things first, because it's still less health, and we might still encounter units. And that's generally not all that great for a thing when we're trying to not die, which seems like a general overarching goal over here. So we're just gonna grab a bit of ammunition. We're gonna grab the ammunition charge over here. And I'm just gonna post up over here for now, since Cyber's focusing on not dying, first of all. And we're just gonna clear the units. And then we're gonna tell him to heal, which is probably the right choice over here. And whilst we're on the way down, we're gonna grab more medkits before we grab even more medkits, because that's something that we can do. Because we've got an awful lot of medkits. Don't ask how, don't ask why, we just do. It's not the expected answer, but it is an answer. And that's a shotgunner, which is not a CBRC, which is generally what we want in this situation, because even though they're going right for us, they're not gonna snipe us when we don't actually have any cover, and we do want to get over there quite fast, which is then again a relatively good thing. So as we wait over here, for Rose to actually show up, which might take a while, but hopefully it won't take all that long. Hopefully everyone stays alive and everyone stays well. There's still one medkit over there, but we are almost certainly not going to go for that, because that is... well, if we were to go for that, that would be in relatively poor taste, which... to say that's relatively poor taste would be a bit of an understatement, because it's a really, really bad choice given these circumstances. So we're just going to clear the units over there, gain back control of that corridor by going over here, because we vaguely know that this entire area is secured. So all we need to do is just reduce the load on everyone by just making sure that this entire spawn's cut off, which is a relatively sound plan. So we're just going to keep to it. And when Rose screams at us to actually get out of here for, let's just say the second time, we're going to start considering slowly moving downstairs. We're not going to do so right now, because we still want these very nice vantage points in the form of the rooms with a high explosive right beside us, but you know, it'll go just fine. And seemingly Rose is screaming at us for the second time, so we're just going to slowly... we're going to post up here for a bit longer. And then we're going to just start moving. Look out for things over there. Swap over there real quick. I see shadows over there, but we're just going to back off over here. I did not like peeking over there, which... that almost went absolutely terribly, but we're just going to dump more bullets that way, since that seems like a very viable plan, before quickly backing off, because there's still that spawn over there, which... you might want to move here now. Other than the fact that we've got more bullets flying about. But we're going to heal up, we're going to hide our weapons, and we're just going to run. It's the right call, and well, seemingly there are no units right now, so we're going to get out of here. And that's the daily challenge done in just under 9 minutes and 30 seconds. We've got so many medkits. Cheers everyone, have a great time. Bye.